Well, you're gonna have to wait, but you're not gonna have to wait long. It sounds like it's tomorrow. Young retro gamer going tomorrow. Going to the dream hack. Yeah, and I wonder when he's gonna be back. I said he's going to the dream hack. Going to the dream hack just like that. When will he be back? When will he be back from dream hack? Goodbye, friend. Have fun. Goodbye, friend, and have fun. I sure hope he has fun. Hope he has some fun at the dream hack, bro. As for me, I've got... I've got a final chapter of a book I need to finish writing right now. That's what I need to do. It's just about time. Just about time. Make sure I got everything I need. Let me make sure I've got everything I need. I don't think we're gonna face that much difficulty, not that much pushback, but let's see. Oh, you'll all see. And we're off. Checking in from, the Hunter's Dream, and, it's looking pretty hot. It's looking pretty hot. It's on fire. It's ablaze. Someone's gonna need to do something about it. It's not gonna be me. I don't work here. I just come to clean up the mess. Not this mess, of course. This is somebody else's mess. Maybe hers, you know? Could be. Ready to go. I'm gonna finish this out right now. We've got all the vials. We've got the fireproof armor on. We've leveled up as much as we can. I don't think there's anything else we could do. Unless one of these runes has fire resistance, that might help. Let's go take a quick look. Because I'm not sure. I feel like there would be, right? You'd think there would be a fire rune. Rally potential is probably good too. Throughout like the whole game. Fire defense right there. So we're gonna have on... Why is Lake turned off? Oh, because that's on. So we're gonna do Lake. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna customize this whole setup just for this guy. So we're gonna do Great Lake. We're gonna do Fading Lake. And we're gonna do Lake. I think that's pretty good. It's the only fire one I have, yeah. Alright, that's pretty good. I feel confident. Let's go take a stab at it. The whole finale of this game feels so fitting. Everything's all on fire. It all feels weird. It used to feel comfortable in like a weird, strange way. Now it doesn't. Nightmare Church. Hunter's Nightmare. Oh my. Bloodshot eye. I don't know if I should be two-handing this. We'll find out. Ha! Whatever, bro. This run back actually kind of sucks. You gotta like wait for the ball. You gotta wait for the guy to open the door. Ha! There we go. Now there's no one for him to kill. What's up, big boy? Going in. Okay, sweet. I got everything fireproof that I can do. Lawrence the First Vicar. Actually, that hurt a lot less. I might switch to two-hand. Let's give that a try. Yeah. 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 It's a lot easier. Should be yelling at me, man. I just got here, bro. Dang, that would have been good. You heal it up. I don't know what he's doing. Definitely seems mad. Damn it! I'm hitting the wrong buttons. It's like I forgot how to play overnight. There. Damn. Come on, I dodged it! I totally dodged it. He's kind of tanky. Yes! That was pretty good. That was all pretty good. That was pretty bad. He's getting hurt, man. Oh, he just blew it. No, what? Oh my god, dude, I was doing so good. Halfway. I was doing so good for the first try too, man. Well, I don't think it's gonna be too bad. At least. God, dude, I thought I had it that time for sure. guy pisses me off. There. Give me my health back. Thank you. Jesus. Thank God for this charged set. Yeah! Yeah, got it! Can I get by? You suck! There. It's okay. It's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'll live. I'll live. Okay. That doesn't hurt me nearly as bad as it did. Yes! No! Yes! Some of these big sweeps, though. What? Stuff like that, man. I'm dead. I'm probably dead. No, no, I'll live. In fact, that was a whole different throw. I don't know what that was. But I lived! What's up, bro? Ah, I knew it! I was so greedy that time. I felt greedy that time. Dang. I don't even know if he's gonna go, like, was that, I don't know if he has phase 2. The long run, walk of shame, back up the stairs. Oh, it's not a good feeling. I wish I could run past this ball to make this run back that much better. That's okay. Oh, he already opened it. What a... Oh, I see what I did. In fact, that's probably better. I started that door opening a lot earlier than last time. You know it sucks when you start perfecting the runbacks. Uh-oh. Here we go! No, bro. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. I thought I told you not to try it. Yo, yo, hi, oh, tie. God! Come on, man. What? It's like the reach or something of these attacks. Like I'm getting hit no matter what. Look at that. I'm not even near him. Wasn't even near him. Ah! Yo, 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 yo! There, that was good. That was way good. Ah! Boom! Oh my god, I just got a visceral on him! That did not happen before. That was dope. I went in and got another one too. That was nice. Oh, damn. He like fell over. What's he doing? Dude, he is a boss, man. He's not easy. He's not easy. Uh-oh. Oh! We gotta get out of this corner. What, you think this weapon's good for this or bad for this? Dude! Damn! Okay. Wow. Wow. So I don't think I've been further than halfway. I think I've gotten him to halfway. I don't think it's my weapon necessarily. I mean, I could do some beast pellets and use it like this, you know? What do I have? I'd have to go get some though. I don't feel like I need it. I kind of just want to beat him. You know? I've even got some fire protection going on. He's a beast. Boom! Try it again. This is our last boss, essentially. Well, you know, you got Moon Entity, I guess. Beat him to a pulp, buddy. I'm trying, dude. Let me in! Let's go. Let's go! Let's go! It's just like these big, sweeping attacks. Like sometimes I think there's no way I'm getting hit, and then I get hit. This first phase, this is okay. This is fine. I even staggered him, dude. I started to get greedy. Like, that would have killed me. You gotta get out of the way twice. That's the deal. It can't just be one roll behind. You gotta do 2 rolls behind. Second phase even more annoying than the first? We'll see. I'm dead. Damn it! Yes! Sometimes I just can't get out the way. What's up, dude? Yes! This is the furthest I've been. Yeah! What are you gonna do about it, huh? What's he gonna do about it, huh? What is he doing about it? I can't get in there. How do you get in there? Come on, buddy. Show me what you got. Show me what you got, pal. I can't, if I get hit once, I gotta get out the way. Because he can 2-shot me. Is that what you guys want? You want him to 2-shot me? Whoa! Dude, I cut his body in half! Oh, damn! Okay. Bro, it's the fire giant! I cut him in half! That's pretty dope. Ugh! I'm significantly less afraid of him. I'll tell you that much. Bro! This guy's done, baby! He's done! He's desperate! Oh! He's desperate now. You just gotta go to the left. What's he gonna do? He can't do anything. He can't do anything! Bro! Just sit down! Just sit down! The minute his legs broke, it was over. That made it a lot cooler, though. That did make it cooler. We set it to Wumbo, just kept attacking towards West. We got him. We got him. What's up, Serena? Welcome. Beast Embrace. So, we did it. I felt good. Well, if you want to be totally fair though, Voltsy, we came here like a day ago, tried him a few times, died a few times, then left to do Maria and Orphan, then came back and I died today, I don't know, maybe 3 times total? 2 or 3? 3? It wasn't so bad. I can see how the first phase is, or second kind of phase is crazy. When the legs break, it's just kind of easy, but it's cool.
Gammon awaits you. Go on, good. Very well.
And full disclosure, I'm rocking the entire... I not only have all of the fire gear on, but I even went and switched all my runes to fire defense runes. So, like, it was orchestrated. It was an orchestrated defeat. In fact, I'm gonna take off the fire one, and I'm gonna put on... Don't I just have, like... I wish I just had, like... more damage one or something, you know? Visceral, like, yeah, whatever. Frenzy? What does Moon Entity do? Arcane? I mean, rallying potential. I'll do that. That's fine. Yeah, I've got the chart on, and I had the runes on. So it was a double whammy. Okay, who's ready to finish this game? This is it right here. It was even quicker than I said if I beat this thing quick. That was under an hour. Let's finish this game. Let's wrap it up in a nice little tight, white little messenger bow. You know? And then relax. Kick our feet up. Talk about it, do the tier list, watch the Armored Core gameplay trailer. You know, gotta do the damn thing, right? There's a move where he puts you in 1 HP no matter what? Like, no matter how many, no matter how many health you have? Like, does he put you at 1 no matter how many health you have? Can it be true? Can it be true? Call me Cascada. Okay. Why would I call you anything else? That is your name. What a dope introduction to chat, though. I gotta be honest. That's probably one of the coolest ones I've seen. Guy just comes into the chat, call me Cascada. Okay. I'm here for it, buddy. What's up, dude? How are you? You did Chicago? Dude, of course you did Chicago, man. You're such a samurai. Voltsy, what's up, dude? You're such a samurai, Voltsy. Let me make contact with you. Voltsy, are you making contact with me? I'm making contact with you. I can't feel you doing it. Don't be embarrassed no matter who's there. Just do it. They don't understand. I can't feel you doing it. It's like you're not doing it at all. Okay, sweet. Now I feel it. Ah! Nice. Thanks for making contact with me. Now, let's go. Of course you, yeah, of course you did. Of course you did. Chicago. Let's go! Ah! Oh my god, dude! It came at me. That was kind of dope, dude. We just like ran at each other. That was awesome. Let me tell you what I'm not worried about. Is a god like this. Hashtag not my god, right? I am the god. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the god now. It's me. I don't care about your stupid move, bro. Your move is useless. Sit down. This is my game. You know who I am, bro? You know who I am? Bro doesn't know who I am, dude. What is this? Oh! Look it! Just a little too much greed. Little bit. We could have chilled out just a little bit. We could have chilled out just a little bit at the end. I could have backed away and healed up. You know what I mean? It's okay. I was really putting him down there. You guys can't deny. Yeah. Yeah, for a while there, you'd never seen a massacre like that, right? I mean, that was pretty dope. It's okay, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again, watch. Damn it! I'm gonna take it a little bit easier, you know. We already flexed on him hard. He knows the deal. He knows. He knows what he's up against now. His problem is he's kind of too slow. Ah! Ah! Sit down, baby! I don't play that! I don't play that! How's that? No, don't grab me! Oh, good night. Nightmare slain. Why is that called moon presence? It's not present in the moon. The teacher's calling his name, but he's out on the playground fighting you. So very easy, yeah. Really easy. Should have done it the first time, but you know, look, that's me, you guys. That's me, look. That's me right there, look. That's me, the slug. Don't I look good? So happy I transcended.
Oh, good hunter.
You know, some people don't get it, but like when you transcend, you just get it. That's you too? Is that a type of Pokemon? I'm a little cold. Yo, I like that doll girl. So we finished today in less than a half hour. Really quick. I love transcending, you guys. I feel, and I just want it to be known, even though I didn't pop it all, dude, we ended that game with like 3,000 insight. We really did. So, what do you guys think? Especially you, Serena, someone from the outside. What do you think? You said you liked it. You liked it, you think it's on par with Dark Souls, Elden Ring. What do you think? What's everybody think? Epic end. Listen to this. Dun 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 dun. Oh, yeah. Dun 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 dun. Wow, that's epic, actually. Dun 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 dun. Ooh, that's pretty, right? Let's see. Doesn't it take place in one night? Yep. Takes place in one night. I think that's part of the coolness, honestly. So much optional stuff. Yeah, more so than even Dark Souls, right? Which I think is just adds to it feeling like a world more. I like it. Cascada gives it a trophy. I deserve a trophy, I guess. Thank you. Yeah, check out if you guys like speed runs, Bloodborne has an absolutely wild one. Check out what's his name? Zeus is Toast or something. It's like the best Bloodborne guy. This guy like lives, sleeps, and breathes Bloodborne, and you watch his speed run and it's ridiculous. I feel like he's probably got the world record, but I don't know for sure. In my opinion, this was better than Dark Souls 3 and 2. Better than Elden Ring. Well, let's get the tier list set up, and then let's start this combo, because you're already getting me going. All right, this is a good take right here. So let's get this going. Hold on. In fact, yeah, I need to kind of close this up. Hold on. Give me 1 sec, you guys. Give me 1 sec. All right, we're gonna set this up. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Oh, another one bites the eternal dust. Everybody, it is over. We have done it. Let's turn this off. Let's get things switched up here. Let's get things clicked in, unplugged, and plugged in. All right. The tiers list is coming in hot. Dave is just pulling in. Get your favorite snack ready, because you know we're going big today. Bicky bicky bing 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 bicky 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 bing 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 bicky 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 bing 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 bicky bicky bicky. Whoa, 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 what happened there? That was wild. Okay. Let me see here. Let's get this pulled up. I've already got some of this ready to go. I'm ready to go, that's for sure. Website Kilo, good timing. Let's have this conversation that we've been dying to have for so long. Yes, yes it is. It is what you think it is, and everything that you think it's not. It is all of these things. Are you ready? Bada boom! Good to go. Get some tunes going. Get these levels right. What do you think? Ooh, let's get spooky. Get a little spooky with it, right? There you go. Ooh, uh-oh. For whom the bell tolls, right? This is the first tier list I've been a part of, Voltsy says. Well, it's an honor. It is an honor that is, you know, normally set aside for only the most prominent people. Now, let me do this, though. Let's get this volume right. Actually kind of a vibe. Feels pretty good, right? How's that? How's that feel? Is that the right volume? You guys like that vibe? Look at... Ooh, I like this one. This one's got like little hand-drawn images. Is that really all the bosses in this game? Okay. Are you guys ready? Our eyes are open. Okay, well, listen. Fat Mo's coming in at the right time. Let's drop some likes on the video. Let's kick this thing off, everybody. Are you ready? Welcome, good hunter, to the definitive Bloodborne bosses tier list. Every boss ranked plus DLC, as you know. As you also probably know. This list will be approached with a high level of insight. Very high. Borderline world record levels of insight through the roof. Big brain. Okay? We're not just ranking them on difficulty, though that does weigh in some form or another, right? No. Here we're going to be ranking these on how legendary they are, how memorable they are, right? Which ones do you still think about years later? Which ones suck? You know what I mean? I want you to take this seriously because we're diving in, okay? Now look, I've got them all down here. It looks like they're even in order. Whoever made this list is a boss. You want me to rank whoever made this tier list collection here? S tier. Got these cool little hand-drawn sketches. Each has got the name written on it. They even look like they're in order for the most part. This is great. What a great guy this is, you know? Okay. Let me see. Without further ado, let's kick this off. So who do we got? We've got, we're going to start with the fan favorite. He always makes waves when he comes around. Cleric Beast. Cleric Beast. This is the first boss you will come across. So don't be cross when your ass gets tossed. That's what I like to say. That's what my grandpa used to like to say when he fought him. But I don't know. He's okay, right? Like, he's kind of a less successful tutorial boss than like you've got in like Demon Souls and Dark Souls. Like Asylum Demon's probably a little bit better tutorial boss. Gundyr is definitely probably a better tutorial boss. I feel like the Cleric Beast is cool, and it does introduce you to like, okay, this game's gonna be high octane. It does. It's crazy. The scream is cool. It's cool that you even hear the scream once you climb up near the bridge when you're not even there yet. You kind of hear it in the background like he's there. I think it's neat. 2 points for the muscular left arm and the weak arm. He's been busy. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Oh, he's an optional boss. Oh, Surplus makes a good point. So he's an optional boss, and maybe Gascoigne's more of a tutorial one. I feel like that's true because of the parry. But like, I feel like, what, 90% of people come across this boss first. It's true. He's optional, but he's definitely not, like, out of the way. I think chances are you're gonna find him, you know? Okay, so he's pretty one note, just kind of melee, big beast, jumps around, but he feels cool. It's also the first, like, real bloody fight you get into. It's just bloody. It's so cool. I'm thinking, I kind of want to go mid. Does anybody think mid? I kind of want to go mid. You could maybe go B. I don't know, though. I feel like we're going to have some other Bs in here. I do. I think Cleric could go C. Is that fair? Does anybody feel like that's fair? I feel like it's mostly fair. See, okay, we'll leave him C. You know, things might move around as we move along. That's how it goes. Speaking of moving along, Father Gascoigne. I think this boss is S tier. I'm going to come right out and say it. I think it's S tier for several reasons. I think we will go with Surplus's take for sure that it's like kind of like the tutorial boss, especially with the parry system and the gun mechanic, where he's very, very, very difficult for a new player, even if you're coming from Dark Souls, if you're not parrying. Like, you're either zipping around all over the place constantly, or you just figure out the parry. You know what I mean? But he's got so much other cool stuff going for him, okay? Let me tell you why. You've got the little music box quest line with the little girl who gives you the little music box that you can actually use during the fight, and then he, like, hears the song. That's Daddy's favorite song. When he hears it, he remembers. And that's cool. I think that's cool, and it kind of staggers him. And I did it wrong, by the way. I thought you could only use it during his beast phase. So when we just did this playthrough, I waited until beast phase and then I did it once. But apparently you can use it twice in his human phase too. Okay? So now I think that's amazing. And then that quest line even continues further than I thought it did with the older sister and like everything like that. But oh god, dude, the cutscene, and it's also one of the first introductions to like another hunter. You know, like you might have come across Eileen the Crow up in the rafters, but like this is the first, like you're fighting another hunter guy. And it introduces you to that fast pace, you know, taking stabs back and forth combat. Dude, it's S. It's literally S. I can't see it any other way. It's one of the most memorable ones. If I go a year from now and I'm not thinking about Bloodborne and then I think about Bloodborne, I do not forget Father Gascoigne. It's one of the top for me. It just is. It's cool as hell, okay? The arena makes you angry, you get stuck on the graves. That's the point. Here's the thing though, Voltsy. That's why Surplus is saying it's a tutorial boss, because like they want you to learn the parry. And they know if they make it an open arena, that you're just gonna be dodge, you know, dashing everywhere and just trying to fight it like normal. But if they put all these tombstones and crap in your way, you can't rely on that, and you kind of are more forced into a parry situation. And then it's also probably the first time where if you do land the parries, you're like, oh, that was worth it. That was great. And then if it clicks. It clicks. Blood-Starved Beast, okay? Now, Blood-Starved Beast, actually, every time I come back to this game, it's harder than I remember. For some reason, I never really, like, I don't know, like, I remember Blood-Starved Beast, but I never remember it being too much of a hard adversary. He's annoying. But then every time I replay it, I die to it several times. I mean, I've played this game, and this isn't one of those bosses like Ebriadis or the DLC, which I've only done a couple times. Like, I've fought this boss every time that I've played this game, which is several times now, and I die to it several times each time. Each time. There's a little bit of cool stuff here where you can use the blood cocktails to throw, and it kind of like attracts the beast who like saunters over to it for a minute. But dude, even the first time on this playthrough, I used like all the blood cocktails and I still died. So then I had to do it without. And then they poison you. The poison is bad in this fight. Not only that, but you have barely any time to use the antidote safely because the blood-starved beast is fast. Faster than it looks. You can get, yeah, I could see you getting stuck here, especially you, Voltsy. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. I could see anybody, especially someone new, getting stuck here for hours. It's probably, I don't know, Gascoigne can be hard too, but this is harder. I mean, yeah, if you were doing the blood cocktail and fire paper and beast pellets, yeah, you know. But I don't know. I think he's kind of mid. I don't think it's overall that memorable. That's probably why I forget how hard it is each time. It can be a pain, but I don't think it's that cool. It doesn't even have a cutscene, but it's not that cool. I don't even like the build up to it that much. You make your way through I like Old Yarnum actually, but then once you're getting to the outskirts of it out there, I don't really care that much. I kind of want to go, I don't think it's bad. I want to go C. I'm going to go C below Cleric Beast for now. I don't think it's D. I don't think it's a bad boss. I think it's a nice challenge. It can be a slog. I don't think it's quite B. I don't think it's quite D. I think he goes C. Right beneath Cleric, I think Cleric is cooler. Yeah. That's where it's going. That's where it's going. Don't worry, we'll get to D. We'll probably even get to F. All right. Vicar Amelia. Now, I'm probably going to pronounce some of these wrong, but Vicar Amelia. You guys, once again, we're starting to get... We're going to start to show our bias a little bit. Like, I feel like by the time we do the Sekiro tier list, I'm going to be like, now, the reason that this boss is an S, like about every time. I like a lot of the bosses in this game. They're very memorable. This is a memorable boss. You know what I mean? It's such a cool cutscene. It's such a cool fight. It's such a cool build-up. It's clutching the locket the whole time and screaming in your face. And the hair looks so cool. And then you've got the mechanic where it's healing, but you can throw the numbing mist. And then this is like a big turning point boss, too. Like where after you kill it, you get the password to go down into the woods and all that. Like, I think it's really cool. And it's like a lore revealing boss. Because you also get the cutscene with like Master Willem, right? And stuff like that. A tier, one of the coolest designs, but the fight isn't annoying. But that sounds... You're gonna go B? I don't know about that, man. My God, I almost wanted to go S. I almost wanted to go S. It's one of my favorite ones. It's so epic. I feel like you guys are thinking... You're thinking mostly about the fight, which is fair. But like... It's either A or an S. Like, if you guys are thinking maybe A, it's not easy. It's not any easier than some of these. It is not that much easier than Bloodstarved Beast, bro. Bro, it's S, dude. I'm not even gonna take this kind of nonsense. And Zach's right, the screams. Oh my God. Dude, S. No, it's S. Because Bloodborne, even more than Dark Souls, like some of these are going to get ranked on like just the legendary, how memorable they are. Like, dude, this is one of the key bosses that I remember. If it falls down to A, fine. Fine. It's my tier list and I'll cry if I want to. I think it's S. Unless we start to fill up the S so much that I'm like, okay, it'll drop down to A. Dude, it's so cool. Zach is right, dude. The screams, the hair, the way the hair looks, even in the 30 FPS, not 4K, it looks amazing. Clutching the locket. Like, dude, it's like screaming in your face while clutching this locket, like, ah! It's terrifying. It is absolutely terrifying. Like, okay, when you get to okay, Cleric Beast is like epic intro. Bloodstarved Beast is like, it's kind of crappy, it's hard, but it's not that scary. Father Gascoigne's not scary, but it's epic and cool. Vicar is finally like, oh shit. It's scary and intense. What's up, Levi? What's up, Levi? Okay, on to the next. We're going to move on. Okay, finally we're going to get to one I'm not too thrilled about here. The Witch of Hemwick. There's only one redeeming factor of this boss. And I don't know how many average people know this. I know all of you probably do, but the only cool thing about this boss to me... Well, I'll give it a couple points. Yo, have fun Elden Ringing if we don't see you go. For sure, buddy. Get it in, dude. Get it in. But now, first a couple positives. I do think it's cool, and it's like this classic gothic, like, witch in the woods. And you find your way there, and it feels like that. That's cool. So I think the whole path to get there is kind of cool. Finding the witch is cool. It's a vibe in a way, you know. And then the other cool thing is how it's linked to the insight, where these little, what do you want to call these things? These like little zombie ant type, well, I don't know what these are, but these things only appear if you have a higher level of insight. A lot of these things, even on the way to the witch through the woods, if your insight is super low, you won't even come across these guys, or at least not in the same numbers that you normally do. So if you're having a hard time in the woods, you just use all the insight and you're pretty much good to go. And same goes for the witch, I feel like. Where if you fight this with like low enough insight and there's not these things there, or at least not as many, I don't remember if it's all of them or just less. It's like an easy, silly fight. But I just like that it's kind of tied to the insight mechanic though. I just like that. Other than that, this boss sucks. This boss sucks. Other than that, I don't think it's cool. Other than that, you just run around, you find the invisible. It's kind of like the snail. This is kind of like the snail in Elden Ring. Now you gave me Elden Ring brain. But it's like the snail that's like controlling the things, and you need to find the little sneaky snail, and then it's easy to kill. It kind of feels like that. And then you hit the witch a few times, you do it a couple times, and they're dead. How is ROM linked to Insight? Remind me. So anyway, Witch of Hemwick, I don't think it's great. I think it's our first kind of lower tier here. I think it's probably, it's D. I do want to go D. I do want to give it the D. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think it's quite F because of the stuff I said, but I will go D. I'll give it that firm D. Double D. D. On to the next. At the end of the woods, you guys. Who's there to meet you? None other than the shadows of Yarnum. Not one, not two, but 3 shadows. They've all got a different tool of the trade, right? One's like the magic guy with the fire. The other guy, well, the other guys are both kind of sword guys, right? But they do have different moves. I think the fight itself is challenging. I think it's cool. I think it feels a little bit more out of place. Like, kind of like when you're on the way to the witch, it feels like you're on the way to some old witch in the woods. These guys are just like, oh, okay. Like, they're out here. Got it. Kind of feels out of place. But the fight itself is cool. The arena is nice. It gives you that one huge, I think it's a tombstone to kind of like maneuver and hide around, because they're kind of doing a mixture of like projectiles and lunges and all this. This one, ironically, is kind of like, for me, it's kind of held down by the design. Like, they're not that cool, and the build-up's not that cool, but the fight is kind of cool. The fight is challenging. The fight, it requires you to be light on your feet and move around and maneuverable, you know. And I think that's cool. But I really do think, other than that, it's not that cool. And then near the end, they start doing the big snake attacks, which are kind of cheap. If they hit you, it sucks. It's not top tier. It's not low tier. It's gonna be mid. I can't do B. I can't do B. I gotta go C. It's highest C, lowest B. It might move, but for now we're gonna go highest C. It just kind of is what it is. And then you also start to see them too near the end of the game. Like near where the Brain of Mensis is. Like they're like normal enemies, you know? So like, you know. It just is what it is. I'm going C. I'm going C. Yo, that move though, that you can get the whistle that calls the snake up, that's a cool move. That's a S tier design. Yeah, and it can always move later. I didn't know that surplus until this run, where the time that I did kill them, I think I died a couple times to him, but the time I killed him, I happened to kill that guy first, and then the snakes never happened. So if you're new to this game, kill the summoner first. Easy fight. Because the only really, really hard thing is at the end with the snakes. Yo, good job, Real Experience. Good job. Next on the list is... Now, this is an important one, you guys. I think this will be a dividing one. Perfect with that bell sound. Oh my god. Rom, the vacuous spider. What do you guys think of this? Now, I kind of don't mind this fight. I feel like a lot of people talk crap about Rom. I do not really agree. Like, at the end of the day, you're all stupid. No, I'm just kidding. At the end of the day, this is another one of those, like, Deacons of the Deep kind of Souls fight where there's, like, where it's like a bunch of little things, but there's another thing that you need to be attacking. In this case being the little spiders, and then Rom is the big one, you know. And there's, like, some stuff I really like about it. There's some stuff. I think in terms of like those Souls type, Deacons type fights, this is one of the better ones. This is one of the better ones. because it's spiders. So it kind of makes sense. You got all these little spiders around the big one, you know, and it's like, I don't know, it just works better. And the environment carries this fight a long way. A long way. Like, you're not wrong that, yeah, all you got to do is either just take your time and kill the little spiders, or run in there and take pot shots at him, you know, and run away, and he dies. But I think this fight really is elevated by some of the lore, and I don't normally say that, you know me, but this fight is elevated with some of the lore and the environment. Let me tell you why. Okay? This is the turning point in the game where sanity goes out the window. And I think that it is a crucial moment in the game. And so many cool things happen around Rom. And I also think the lead up to Rom is so, like, underrated. It is the coolest crap ever. So up until this point, it's all like spooky, gothic, and a little weird, but like still kind of grounded. You know what I mean? Still kind of grounded. The minute you get out of the woods after the Shadows of Yharnam, and you get to this, like, what is that place? The Lunarium, the big old building where Master Wilhelm is sitting. Everything changes. Everything changes. That is one of my favorite areas in the game. When you walk into that place and you're like, what is this? And then you see the old guy in the chair and he doesn't talk, but he just points to the lake. And then you got to just drop off onto the lake. And then you're like in this weird like twilight area on the lake and you kill the spider. And then the blood moon happens and there's the Queen of Yharnam with the blood on the dress on the lake. And it's like, this is the turning point where you're like, okay, nothing is real anymore. What's going on? And I think that alone is so epic. Like, are you going to forget Rom? F for surplus. I cannot.
Yo, I can't see that, dude. I cannot see that, bro.
Absolutely not. Yeah, that's cool, dude. Wilhelm? Right. So I got to go. I'm going to go B. I'm going to go B on this one. You know, if the fight was cooler, we'd go all the way up here to A or an S. Just because of the lore, the build-up, the vibe, and all that. And then the blood moon happens, and from that point on until the end, the dream is now a nightmare, and you don't know when it's going to end. It's the best. And it starts with Rom. So we're going to go B. If the fight was cooler, because I also don't love, honestly, when Rom starts doing the magic, I think it's kind of dumb. It just looks kind of dumb. It's like squirming around, doing these stupid like seal moves, and then the blue ice is like coming down, but I couldn't even tell it was ice. Just thought it was magic. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I think it's dumb. But we're gonna go B. We're gonna go B. Martyr Ligorius. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Martyr Ligorius. Okay, take a good look at that face. Zoom it all the way in, 500%. Look at this guy. Skeleton King. Skeleton King. Look at him. I don't think he's S. I don't think so. Surplus. I like that we've got some interesting discrepancies here. I don't think he's S. I think the fight... Oof. It's pretty damn good, though. It is pretty damn good now that I think about it, though. Because, okay, we got to paint you the picture, though, right? You want to swim from... Or you want to swing from the beard. This is the homie at Canehurst, which is cool already because it's an optional area, and it's kind of even weird to get there. You got to get the Canehurst summons, then show up at that, you know, fork in the roads, and the horse-drawn carriage picks you up, takes you to Canehurst Castle. It's also very tied to the lore, too, and I think that's cool. And then once you get there, it's like snowy, and the horses are just there dead, like they've been dead. Like, how did you get there? It's just weird. I like it. And it is a stark contrast from the rest of the areas in the game, where it's snowy, you've got those little blood bugs for the first time. You've got the ghosts of the women in there that are screaming with the knives and their throats slit. That probably have some of the most savage animations in any of these games until we get to Sekiro. And I think a lot of that's cool. And then you make your way up onto the rooftop where we find Martyr Ligorius. And he's sitting in his throne on top of the castle. And it's cool. I mean, he's a hard fight too. I die a few times no matter what. No matter how many playthroughs, I feel like I die a couple times. He's not like a real roadblock for me, but he's challenging depending on when you come here, you know? Let's think about this. I'm kind of torn on him. I don't think he's S. I don't think I can go S, but I think I can go A, buddy. Really high up A, too. I like that the fight is a blend, too. He's got some magic. He's got some melee with the scythe. You can parry him. I kind of wish every boss in this game could be parried to a degree. Even if you had to make it varying levels of difficulty with smaller windows. I just feel like it's such a mechanic of this game that when you get to some of these bosses, you can't. It just kind of sucks, you know? But I think Martyr's got a good blend of everything. And then after you beat him, you get the crown. You put on the crown, and you can meet the Queen Vileblood, which is probably one of the best, creepiest quest lines of the game for me with Alfred. You know? Yeah. So I'm going A. I'm going AAA battery. I could see S. I'm not surprised that Surplus goes S. No, I mean, I could see it. I'm going to go A because I think we've got some more S coming up. Absolutely. So now we're going to go Dark Beast Parl. Now, you guys can tell me. I don't know if this is a popular opinion or an unpopular opinion. I don't like this guy. It's another one just kind of feels weird. Like, my favorite parts of Bloodborne are when, like, the environment, like, resonates and like syncs with and harmonizes with the bosses and where people are, where it's like, I don't know, like even Ligorius, he's on top of the castle waiting and it's like cool. Like this guy just kind of feels like this weird like electric beast out here. I'm sure there's some lore, like someone's gonna be like, well, that was so-and-so who died down there and then transformed into this. I'm sure there's some lore that I don't know. But all I know is from a casual perspective, if I would even be considered a casual at this point, I've played this game multiple times. I just don't love it, man. It's just like a weird beastie thing with electric. It jumps around. I don't like the fight. I like that you can break its legs because all you want to do is break its legs. Like you see its weird little like bony legs and you just want to break it. But like luckily it does let you break its legs. Parl, Dark Beast Parl. Yeah, like I don't have much to say about him. Right. Surplus and I are really butting heads on this one. I do not like this guy. I just like when it feels like it fits. I like when I like Yaskyon in the graveyard. Like he feels like he's supposed to be there. Like this just kind of feels like he's just there. I don't love it. I don't love it. It can be a hard fight if you get there early and you're not ready. That whole area can be rough if you get kidnapped by the bad guy early on. That can be rough. I gotta go. I gotta go. Listen, I don't even think it's. I think everything in C is better than Parl so far. I gotta go D. You guys can yell at me if you want for that one. And if we need to discuss it, we can. But I gotta go D. I feel like even the witch is more memorable for me, even though it sucks. See, now that's what I mean. There's the lore. There's the lore. He was a failed experiment. The main reason Old Yharnam was sealed off. Like, that's cool. That does elevate it. I didn't even know he had a connection to Old Yharnam. But for me not knowing that and memorability and all this, he's going D, baby. He's going D, baby. Now the one reborn. Okay, who has thoughts? Now the one reborn is in the same area of Parl. So it's actually good that I forgot to talk about Parl, okay, where he is, because we'll talk about it now. Well, how do you pronounce it? I never know how to say it. It's like Yahagurul, Yagrazul, some whatever. But you first wind up going there because you get kidnapped by those bad guys. The guys that are really hard when you're an early level, and you're kind of near the cathedral ward, and you find that one around the corner. But they carry the bag, and if they get you, he kidnaps you, which is kind of like a lot of the other Souls games, you know. But he kidnaps you, and you wind up in that place, and then you got to work your way out. It's kind of, you know, all these people that have played Elden Ring that are new to the series, and they're like, oh man, how cool is it where you just find that trapped chest? I've heard a lot of people say this, and they're not wrong. I'm not making fun of them, but just hear me out. They're like, how cool is it when you find that trapped chest, and then you wind up in Caelid, and you're like, what am I doing here? And everything's trying to kill me, and I'm way under level, and it's like this really memorable experience. That happens all the way back here in Bloodborne, because you get kidnapped. It's even cooler than a Misty chest, because you literally get kidnapped in a bag, and then you get dropped off in this jail that's like connected to the world with the interconnectivity that eventually reveals itself. I think it's so damn cool, and it's a really hard area to fight your way out of when you first get there. But that was Parle. So now, the one Reborn is in the same area, but after the Blood Moon, and you come back. Yes, I know, dude. I was explaining Parle. So now, the one Reborn is if you come back to Yahar'gul. Thank you for the pronunciation. I hope that was correct. Then you find the one Reborn in that big courtyard area. Another thing about the Dark Beast Parle thing, by the way, real fast, to backtrack a little bit, and figuratively and literally, check me out, is after you beat Parle, you open those doors, and then it's Old Yharnam. And I do like how it connects to Old Yharnam, and then you can go back through Old Yharnam the back way, and you can make friends with the Jura, the hunter, on the rooftop, and that's the coolest thing ever. Just saying. Just saying. And I love that guy. He's a cool guy, dude. I like that guy. He's all down there. One of my favorite parts about Bloodborne, one of my favorite things, is how the world feels so real to me, even though it's so crazy and just trippy. And a lot of these different NPCs and characters in this world are all even like handling the craziness in their different ways. Like some of the NPCs are just crying and they're like not ready to embrace this. Other ones are like laughing and they're like completely gone and crazy. And then you've got the Jura.
And then you've got the Jura.
Right? And you talk to him and he seems pretty damn grounded. And he's like, listen, bro, I used to be a hunter like you. These beasts you hunt, they're not beasts. They're people. Don't kill them, dude. I'm not down with that. And then if you kill him, he aggroes you. Like, he's mad. So he's just down there, done with it, and just kind of accepted it, and is defending the beasts down there. It's just, dude, I love it, man. It's so cool, man. Variety of these people's reactions to this trippy world. All right? Back to this boss. This boss sucks. This boss sucks. Surplus says D. We finally agree for sure. This is low tier. It's a gimmick boss too, because you've got those bell-ringing bitches. It's an official name. I didn't make it up. Up around the corners, and you gotta figure out, oh, I gotta run up the stairs and kill all them. What are they doing, by the way? Are they just like healing him? Are they heal? I don't even remember because we killed them right away. Like, they're probably making it to where you can't hurt him, or they're healing him. Yeah, but like, so really, yeah, they heal him. Okay. So all you do is run up the stairs, kill the witches, come back down, and then it's like literally one of the worst bosses in the game. Come on. I think the design, even though it's like it fits in Bloodborne, it's like this Akira style amalgamation of blobby human mess. It's just still boring, man. You know, like it fits in Bloodborne, but it's boring. Bloodbore, am I right? Yeah, maybe on your first playthrough, yeah, until you figure out the gimmick, it's a little harder, but I don't love it. Honestly, I think it's worse than Parle for sure. This might be F, dude. If we're gonna dole out some Fs, like this is either the lowest D or an F. I think I want to go lowest D for now because we might have a couple Fs. I don't know. I might move them down to F. I'm looking at the other ones on here. I'm gonna move them down to F, you guys. I think out of all the bosses in this game, it's one that I don't even remember. So based on my own criteria, I don't even remember this boss until we start playing and you all are like, okay, guess what's next? It's the one reborn. And I'm like, what? Oh, it's F, dude. I wish it wasn't. I love this game. F. Total F. Yeah, it's I don't know if it's the weakest fight. We're going to get to some of them. Maybe the weakest fight on the board so far. Yeah. What a cool list so far. Check this out, you guys. Nice spread. It's spread like butter. Get a nice assortment here. F in the chat. Yeah, okay. Yeah, for you, if Pearl is D, F is too high for Reborn. Yeah. I think Pearl is D. I think F is Reborn, okay? Should have never came back. Should have stayed dead. Now, so we got to follow it up with another kind of dividing one here. The Celestial Emissary. I've got mixed feelings on this one. Mixed feelings on this one, more so than the one Reborn. I know this is probably one of the more hated fights. Yeah, there's a big old lame in the chat. It's one of the most hated fights. I do kind of like something about it. I do. I can explain why, too. Okay? Nothing about the fight itself. If anything, the fight itself sucks. I admit that. And it's kind of another Deacons of the Deep type situation going on here. Where, like, did we really need two of these kind of fights? No. And it's not a hard fight. It's an easy fight. It's kind of silly. It almost feels out of place when you get there. So this is in the upper cathedral ward. And you end up fighting your way through that, God, that werewolf infested. Oh my God, that place was terrible. That was hard. But then you come out, and this is right before the more hidden Eubreatus fight. And it's right there in the garden area. What is it called? Lumen Flower Gardens, I believe. You see, wow, I am on my game today, you guys. I took some good juice today, I guess. Okay. Now, I like the Upper Cathedral Ward area. Now, I will tell you this. Here's the few things that I like about this fight. If you did make your way through the forests before the Shadows of Yharnam, and if you explored the forests pretty thoroughly, you may have found some of these guys, the little alien guys, because they are back there in the deep, dark pits of the forest, a couple of them, okay? But if you didn't find them there, this fight is even more jarring because you've never seen anything. Am I right? I think that's it, right? You very well might get to this fight before you have seen these things. And it's jarring. Because even though you're like, at this point, you're used to seeing crazy stuff in this game, it's like aliens now. And you're like, wait, what? Like, it's very weird. It feels very much just like extraterrestrial aliens. And then the big one stands up. This guy in the middle, and you got to fight the big one. It just feels weird. I kind of like it just because it adds to the celestial kind of vibe, and it's just very strange. It's strange, kind of goofy, maybe, but not so goofy that I'm like laughing. I don't really know the lore, so they're the first failed experiments. Okay. These seem completely out of this world, so it is odd, but I like it. I like it to a degree. It's weird. It's like little aliens in the game. I like it. I don't think I'm going to go F. I feel like you could go D. We could go high D. Maybe below. Nah, I know. We'll go low D. We'll go low D. We'll go low D. I just want it to be known that I do kind of like some of the stuff about it. It's weird. It kind of feels extraterrestrial, even though apparently it's not, now that I know that. But at the very least, it feels that way to me. And a lot of this game has stuff like that. I don't know. So, whatever. We're going to go low D. And now, without further ado, the one we've all been waiting for. Eubreatus, daughter of the cosmos. Now, this boss, bro, this boss whooped my ass up and down so many times. This boss killed me the second most times, I think, other than Ludwig. I think if we went back and counted, Ludwig killed me more. Probably, but they were pretty damn close. Other than that, this boss killed me the most times. So this is the boss right in the same exact spot for the last boss we just did, the emissary. In that same little flower garden, there's that window, super easy to miss, which does make this boss cooler. Really easy to miss. And there's that like plate glass window, and you have to break the window and hop in, and you find Ebrietas down there in the water of this huge open cathedral, or this like temple. It's cool. It is a spectacle. It is very much a vibe, and it's cool. The fight itself is very hard. I would argue, it's of course like any of these games, depending on your build and depending on like when you got here, I would say that this boss is one of the harder bosses in the main game, if not the hardest boss in the main game without the DLC. Cool lore, cool design, pretty decent arena, I agree. Tank of a boss. There's a few of the moves I really hate. Hold up. Yeah. A few of the moves I really hate. All of the, like, lunging attacks. They seem kind of cheap. They seem kind of like you just can't get out of the way. Even if you dodge to the side, the tentacles hit you. Now, I do want to give special note to not only the music in the fight, but the sound effects in this fight. They're so weird. Like, and if you're thinking about, like, if you were tasked with making sound effects for this fight, and you're like, you need to come up, like, what does this boss sound like? Like, you're looking at this picture, right? Pretend you work for the sound team. To wipe off my tears. Yeah, that's what I did. You work for the sound team, and you're like, okay, what does this boss, this otherworldly ancient being sound like? You know what I mean? Oh my god, they nailed it so hard. In fact, they nailed it so hard that other later games like Dark Souls with Medir, Dark Souls 3, and Elden Ring with Placidaux, whatever, they copied it. They copied it because they did it so good. And it's got that weird, like, how do you even describe it? It's like this weird buzzy sensation. It feels like you're tripping and everything's like buzzing. Oh my god, dude, it adds to it so much. And you can hear very similar versions of that in those later games, like I said. They nailed it. So while I do think I got very frustrated, some of the moves really do feel cheap, man. It's still a really cool fight. It's still a really cool hidden fight, memorable fight, buttery fight. Oh, there's Butter Bread. What's up, Butter? I think, like, for example, I think they nailed it better here than Elden Beast. I always kind of used to knock Elden Beast. I used to say, I still say, it's like they just didn't know what to do. Like, how do you envision some kind of, like, godlike, or not godlike, like God? How do you know, what does he look like? What is this thing, right? So they kind of made it like the Loch Ness Monster with, like, constellations on it. I think it looks dumb. I think this guy nails it way more. The whole presentation with the way it looks and all the eyes and, like, and the sounds, man, they nailed it more. So let's think. Putting my frustrations aside, because I did die quite a bit. But putting my frustrations aside, I think I gotta go, like, I go B. I go B. It's memorable enough to go B. It's not A, it's not S, because the fight is kind of, I don't like the fight. It's a big boss fight where the camera's wigging out. You're not going to be able to parry. You got to dodge around. The camera sucks. Half the moves, it feels impossible to dodge, even if you're dodging. I go B. Totally go B. Yeah, I think Radagon was a perfect... I gotta stay on task, but real fast. Radagon was a perfect final boss, and then just make it amplify from there. But then going to Elden Beast was just dumb. Don't like it. Okay, Amygdala. Kind of a weird one, right? The Amygdala is kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about this. Do you want to know why? I bet I have. I bet I have an interesting take. I don't know if you guys have thought about this take. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I just now thought of it. I was trying to think about, God, what is it itching me? I was trying to think about why I don't love this fight. And I think I have part of a reason. Part of the reason is, up until this point, like these amygdalas, you know, that you've seen up until this point are like these ancient elder god beings, you know what I mean? Like extraterrestrial, all-knowing wisdom, creepy, whatever. You barely understand them, and that's what makes them so cool. If you see them clinging to the buildings, or like they're so mysterious. So the fact that like you fight one, it kind of takes away from that. I gotta be honest. Because you fight it just like a normal boss, you just hit it with a sword until it dies. Like, yeah, like if anything, it should have been like a different version, or like a wounded one, or like something. I don't know. Like, it kind of takes them down a notch for me. It makes it like they're so mysterious until you fight one and chop all of its arms off. And then you're like, oh, okay, you bleed just like everything else. And then it's just different. You know? So, and then at that point, they're less mysterious. Like why is it so creepy when you see one on the building walking by it, when you just like decimated one pretty easily? Because the fight's not that hard. It's in the Nightmare Frontier, okay? Which is also one of the worst areas. I don't care what anybody says. Listen, the bad areas in this game are the Nightmare Frontier, and I don't think the woods are bad, but I don't love them. I don't love them. And then the Nightmare Mensis is kind of annoying outside until you get inside, and that's a really short area. So with that said, I think Nightmare Frontier is like the worst area, and then it leads to this boss, which is not great, man. And then it kind of hurts this whole character. I mean, the amygdala is without a doubt one of the most iconic, memorable beings in Bloodborne. So the fact that like you fight it and it just dies, and it's not even a late game fight. It's like midway, maybe mid to late. I don't know, man. Yeah, no, I don't like it. I think I even make it lose a point just because it kind of weakens their presence. I'm gonna go D because of that. I could see you going C because it's like a mid-tier fight, you know? It's not that great. It is cool that like he rips his arms off and he's using his own arms like as arms. Like it doesn't seem like it would be a very good idea, but it's cool that he does it. Admittedly, it doesn't seem like something a infinitely more intelligent being would do, but he does it. That's cool, whatever. It's D. It's D. What's up, Anarchy 1139? How's it going? It's D. I think it's above these probably, but I still go D because I think it hurts this character overall. I think you should have never fought one of these, at least not in this way. Weakens it. So we're going to move on. This will probably be the most divisive one if I had to guess, okay? Mikolash. Mikolash. Host of the Nightmare. Okay? I kind of like him. Everybody hates him, and I get it, because he's the boss that on subsequent playthroughs he can be annoying. Subsequent playthroughs, you just want to get through it, and he runs away from you, and you gotta chase him down a whole bunch. And it's like a time waste until you just beat him. But I think he fits in the game. And I think if you take out the annoyance of it being like your 5th playthrough, he's cool. He's cool. He's weird. He's got the cage on his head. I never forget Mikolash. I think he's a cool example of this dude that's just like not wallowing, but just like thriving in the madness, bro. He's just thriving in it. Got the weird cage on his head. He's like, what's up, bro? Like, why don't you just be crazy like me, dog? Like, I got tentacles, bro. Boom! Tentacles. He's cool. He's cool. And I even like the spectacle of the boss chase. He starts doing that from the beyond move. It's crazy. Yeah, call from beyond, baby. B for beyond. I think, look at, a lot of the Souls veterans, you know, that play these games over and over, they rank bosses like this lower because it's like, oh, it's not a hard fight. It's just like a cinematic boss. Dude, that's part of the game, though. You know what I mean? And if you're thinking about cinematic bosses, like that dragon before Nameless King in Dark Souls 3 where you drop on the head, that feels like a throwaway. There's no like redeeming factors of that or tie in to the lore in this big significant way that I love. Mikolosh, on the other hand, is kind of a spectacle fight. He's not full gimmick because you do gotta fight him and his spells do damage. A lot of damage. He can catch you slipping, dude, with those tentacles, okay? Suction cups. Right? But I think he, just like Rom, like he's important to the story. It's cool. He's out of his goddamn mind in the best way. He's creepy. When he turns and looks at the camera in the cutscene and his eyes are like empty behind them, it's the best. He's like... And it's creepy and it's weird and I like it. I like it. So let's see. Let's look at what we've got on the board so far. He's got to go B. He's got to go B, you guys. I'll put him below these. He's got to go B. Again, he would drop to C if he was purely gimmick. Like if you just chased him down and he died. The fact that he puts up a fight too, he goes up to B. He goes up to B. Nicolas Cage? No, dude. He's in a cage. I like it. Mikolosh Cage? Wow, that's pretty good, buddy. Sometimes I wonder if you guys made this stuff up. It's pretty good. He goes B. I like him. I never forget him. Never forget him, you know? Okay, now this is a boss that, man, I wish could have been cooler. Murgo's Wet Nurse. So this is where you are really nearing the end of the game at this point. You fight up the, you're up the upper level, the upper balcony of the Nightmare Mensis area, like Mensis upper floor, whatever it's called after Mikolosh. You fight a couple of the pigs again. Birds with dog heads now. Dogs with bird heads. Everything's gone out the window. We don't know what's going on anymore. The blood moon hangs low. You fight some shadows of the Yharnam, like normal enemies walking around here, which, you know, diminishes that boss like always. And then you make your way up to the top and you've got Murgo's Wet Nurse. Now, what we haven't talked about up until this point is the umbilical cords. Okay, now for the initiated, I know that you guys know all about it. For the uninitiated, the umbilical cords is a consumable item. There's only 4 of them total, but there's 3 that you need to consume to fight the final secret boss of the game. Murgo's Wet Nurse drops one of these umbilical cords. It's pretty much a free giveaway one because you're going to fight Murgo no matter what. So if you kill Murgo, you get the umbilical cord. So at least that's cool. It's at least tied to the moon entity, and it makes sense with the umbilical cord, and it's like a wet nurse, whatever. Now, there's a couple cool things. The design is cool. Like the rest of the games, like the rest of the enemies in the game, it follows the whole, like, it's got multiple arms, kind of like an amygdala, but it also kind of looks like Shadows of Yharnam, like mixed with an amygdala. But it's got these, like, black wings. It's like the Grim Reaper, which is good because it's all got all these scythes. It's got this, like, it's kind of like a Grim Reaper hybrid wet nurse. What's up, Whitney? How's it going? I do hope this is the real Whitney. Welcome, welcome. I think the design is cool. I think the sound effects are cool. I think the baby crying, you hear the baby crying and it's creepy and that's cool. I also like how it's got like a scythe in each hand and some of the moves are literally just like everywhere and you can't even go close to it. I think that's cool. But I do think it's a little underwhelming. I'm sorry. I think it's easy. I think it's too easy for a fight this far in the game and this important of one. I think it's too easy. I don't think I've ever not killed this boss in the first try. I'm trying to remember if we died. I don't think so, but I don't think I ever died at this boss. It's not supposed to be easy. It just is. It doesn't have that much move variety that makes it cool. It does that thing where it like goes invisible in the mist and then there's a bunch of different clones and I don't know, man. I don't think I like it as much as you guys. Even if the design is cool. I don't think it's top tier. I really don't. I think it's kind of mid. I don't think it's bad. I think it's better than all these in C. I think it's better than it's somewhere up in here, man. We'll go like high C. It's high mid. You know, high C. That's all. That's all I can give it. I wish I could give it more, but I can't. On to the next. Now, on to the next. Gehrman, which can be the final boss in the game. Actually, am I wrong, or the wet nurse can actually be the final boss? Because if you come back and you choose not to fight Gehrman and just to wake up, then the wet nurse was the final boss. Which really makes the wet nurse even more lame. Like if the wet nurse is the final boss and then you let Gehrman chop your head off, wow, that's terrible. That's not good. That's not good. But, you know, assuming you're a normal person and you want one of the coolest fights in the game, you'll fight Gehrman and you'll say no. Which you should do because it's one of the best fights. Yeah, I think it's really high tier. I think it's probably gonna go S, you guys, without even looking at the chat yet. Yeah, looks like I see some S's. I think it's gotta probably go S. I think we can all agree. So this is in the graveyard area. Is it a graveyard? Not even. I mean, the whole place is kind of a graveyard. But it's in the Hunter's Dream. After you come back, Gehrman's finally not there. He's finally not in the workshop. And you're like, well, where is he? You talk to the doll. The doll is like, well, Gehrman's waiting, Hunter. What you talking to me for? This game's done. Go fight him. And then you go down the path and you find him. And it's a beautiful arena. It's a beautiful arena. And I think they even tried to kind of recreate it with later games. Like, I think there's a lot of comparisons even to be made with the Sword Saints boss arena in Sekiro and in the field with the moonlight and all this, and it feels kind of like this, but this one's arguably even more pretty, and it's got the white flowers everywhere and the moon. Dude, it is a whole ass vibe. Sorry about your grandma's house, Whitney. Hopefully everyone's okay. Yeah, these wildfires in Canada are going crazy. We've even had some smoke way over here. Yeah. Hope everything's okay. But what adds to this fight, yeah, is the arena is it's so beautiful with the moon, the blood moon, and the flowers, and then you see him sitting up there in his chair. Because the entire game, this is the guy that he's the first guy you see in the game. And he kind of like welcomes you, and he's the guy in the wheelchair hanging out the whole game. You can talk to him the whole game, just chilling in his chair. There it is. Look at his chair back here. So I remember even the first time that he moves over to the tree when you're supposed to go talk to him, I was like, how did he get up there? But then we find out how he got up there, because then if you say, yeah, kill me, you know, he chops off your head and that's the end. I don't know why you would do it, but the cutscene is cool. If you guys haven't seen it, the cutscene is cool when he chops off the head. For sure. You wake up in the real world. We're right. You die. I guess, yeah. You don't die when he chops your head. You wake up. Right. Right. Wait, that's a different guy? What are you talking about, bro? Okay, I need this explained. Are you telling me Gehrman is not the guy that's in the wheelchair in the workshop? Oh, no, my bad. No, you're saying I said it wrong. Yeah, no, he's not the guy that like wakes you up and everything at the very beginning. I'm saying Gehrman's the dude in the workshop the whole game sitting there in the wheelchair. Yes, I got you. I said that wrong. But so my point is, though, you're familiar with seeing Gehrman. You're familiar with him in his wheelchair, which makes it all the more shocking when he stands up. He stands up out of the wheelchair. And damn, dude, it is a spectacle, man. He stands up. He's got this big-ass scythe. And once again, he's a hunter. And some of the hunter fights are the coolest fights in the game. So he stands up, and I think he's even got a little bit of a limp, which makes it cool. But man, don't let that fool you, because he is super quick, two-phase, very fast. I don't think it's the hardest fight in the game, but it's one of the coolest. Let's just get it over with, you guys. It's S tier. Everybody knows it. It's above all of them so far. It's more S than Father Gascoigne. It's more S than Vicar, Amelia. It's S, top S so far. Top S. It's top S, dog. Okay? Love it. Easily memorable. Okay? Now, why don't we do Moon Presence first? Okay? No, let's not. Let's go through it how we went through it, you guys. So then at this point, we jumped over to the DLC. The Moon Presence down here is the final secret optional boss in the main game, but we'll cover that in a second. Because at this point, we jumped over to the DLC. So we're going to put Moon down here at the end, okay? We're going to start with Ludwig, the Accursed. God damn, what a hard boss. Oh my God, what a hard boss. Wow, that really sucks, Whitney. Sorry to hear that for sure. Honestly, that sucks. Yeah, thoughts out to your grandma. Shout out to Gma. This one is, oh my God, this is probably the boss that killed me the most. If you guys wanted to guess, you could tell me, but it was either this or Eubrietus. Unfortunately, we didn't have the death counter because you can only play this game on PS4, so I can't do that. But, oh man. It's a cool boss too, though. It's cooler than Eubrietus. Oh, man. This is so weird on so many levels. It's so weird on so many levels. What is the game about? Bro, what? Oh, you're talking about Butter's game. So, oh, man. I died so many times. This is the first boss of the DLC, the Old Hunters. The entire DLC is so much harder than the base game. Let's just like get that known out of the way right now. Even the enemies, everything about the DLC is so much harder than anything in the base game, which is good. I'm just saying it's hard. And that is, nowhere is that more true than Ludwig the Accursed, okay? Ludwig the Accursed. So this is the first boss of the DLC, and oh my God, what an absolute brick wall, and what an absolute just powerhouse of a trippy mind F situation of a boss, man. I think it's gonna go S. I didn't think it was gonna go S until I started talking about it. Like, it's like a horseman. It is cool with the lore, too. I mean, it's Ludwig. But, like, it's a horseman in this disgusting, bloody arena. Part man, part horse. It's like this amalgamation. It's so gross. It is so hard. He hits like a truck. The horsepower on his moves, out of this world. Okay? And then the second phase, he takes out the Moonlight Greatsword, which, like, already, I mean, most iconic weapon in Souls games. Come on. So he takes it out, and he's swinging it like a normal dude, but he's a horse. It's crazy. And then you finally kill him, and his horse head is decapitated, just laying on the ground, like still talking and moving, like the Godfather, like a just decapitated horse head laying there. But he's got this like distinguished British accent. Yeah, I didn't want to know the origin of the light. Truly, I didn't. He's just like, he's so weird and just bonkers. And then when you talk to him again and you hear him do that long, like horse sound where he's like, and I'm just like, dude. And it goes on for like 60 seconds. It's S. It's probably some of the most peak Bloodborne material. Honestly, it rivals these other ones. It goes up here in S for sure. Oh yeah, it's S, you guys. It's S, you guys. Worry not. It's S. Now let's go to the worst one of the game, and I'm not even kidding. I personally think this is the dumbest fight in the game. I think this is the dumbest fight in the game. I think it's garbage. I don't like anything about this fight. There's no redeeming. I like the sunflowers. But who doesn't like sunflowers? I mean, you could literally put a sunflower on like a piece of dog poop and I'd be like, yeah, man, it looks nicer. Yeah. It's so dumb. Cascada. This is the dumbest fight in the game. I like what Surplus said here. Yeah, he does that, the horse sound, because his humanity died after the fight. He changes into a complete beast since he lost his moonlight. Yeah, just so crazy. Peak Bloodborne vibe. Yeah, this boss is such a failure that it knows it's even got it in the name. Living failure. This is just such bottom tier. It's so dumb. It's so... They didn't even try, okay? You walk out here. This is near the same area where Yabriatis and the, the little alien boss fight is. But now there's all these flowers and these things that you see here. There's like, what, one or two of them at first, and it's so dumb. They just keep spawning. And I think the idea is supposed to be like, they're spawning faster than you can kill them. So then by the end, there's a lot of them and it's hard, but that just didn't happen for me. You can kill them so easily that I had maybe 3 total at any given time. Maybe 3. You want some cheese sandwiches? I think it's just F. It sucks. They die. It's nothing to me. It's the most forgettable. I don't even remember it exists until we get there. It's F. I think it's worse than One Reborn. I think this is the worst fight in the game. You could take it out of the game. And then literally right after that, you just walk into Maria's clock. No, is it Maria? Who is it? It is. Right after that, you just walk into Maria's clock tower. Like, it doesn't even need to be there. You gain nothing and with it being there, and you lose nothing taking it out. Just get rid of it. And that means that we get right to our homegirl, Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower. Now, yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is. The living failures are kind of like, here's some echoes before you get to Maria and Orphan, okay? Good luck. So, yeah, Surplus is #1 Lady Maria. It's his soul's crush. I can see why, because she's sophisticated. She's sophisticated in this treacherous, gross nightmare. She's got her glass of wine. It's probably blood. She's fancy. She is hot. Okay, she's cool. It's true. All of these things. I think the only setback for Maria... How was pizza, Levi? What kind of pizza did you have? The only setback for Maria is that she's easy. I think she's a woman of class, and I like it. I think the build up to her is cool. Everything in the creepy asylum leading up to it is like those those baghead things are like talking about Maria, and the NPC tells you to take out Lady Maria. It's like all kind of building up to it. You get to the clock tower, which is a total set piece. It's really cool looking. She's sitting there in her chair, like dead. Like she's like this, and there's like blood dripping off. And you walk up to her, but she's not dead. And you touch her, and she says her classic line. What's the classic line, everybody? A dead body you shouldn't touch. Just kidding, I butchered it. It's a corpse should be left well alone. And it's dope. She just got cool vibes. She's got the vibes of a cool bitch. I can't deny it. I can't deny it. Okay? It's cool, man. And the fight is cool. The fight is, again, it's one of those like peak Bloodborne style fights where it's based on speed, agility, and an equally matched human opponent. I love it. It feels kind of like a precursor to some Sekiro, kind of like a precursor to some Melania Elden Ring style moves where she goes up in the air and then comes down. Her weapon, the Rakuyo, which is a weapon you can get later, is so damn cool. The fight is cool. Even though I beat her on the first try, it's awesome. It's not all about difficulty. It's not all about difficulty. Okay? So I gotta go with S. I really do. I think it's, especially out of the DLC, it's some of the most memorable. I don't think she's above Ludwig. I think she's very cool. We could it's getting messy. We could reorder some of these up here, but all I know is I don't think she's above Ludwig. I think her character's cool, but I think Ludwig better encapsulates what makes Bloodborne Bloodborne. It's gross, it's weird, it's trippy. Maria's more just kind of cool, you know, and I love it. It's great. It's S. It's a fun fight. You can parry her. I killed her with the parry because I'm a natural badass. It's just a great fight. Loose Blade, what's up? What's up, Loose Blade, baby? How's everybody doing today? Are we ready to move on? I'm in a good mood today, you guys. I'm kind of happy. I'm kind of happy we're done. It was a fun playthrough. I'm ready for what's next. Orphan of Kos. Now we're going to save the two best for last. We're going to jump over to Lawrence. We're going to jump over to Lawrence, okay? I don't mean best as in highest. I mean best as in like the meatiest discussion. You got a suggestion? Put Daughter of Cosmos at the top because she got more skill than Sherpa. How can you say that though? How can you say that though? Because I killed her. She's dead. I'm the one sitting here doing the tier list. If she had more skill than me, you guys would be watching her live stream right now where she put Sherpa in the S tier. Unfortunately, she does not live to do that. Only I do. And as we all know, he who wins writes history. Here we are. Flip that, baby. Did not nowhere near 100 times. Nowhere near did it take me 100 times. No. In fact, I will say though, no, I'll say that for the end. Hold on. But Lawrence here. Lawrence has pros and cons. So Lawrence is also DLC boss. In fact, it's the only, am I wrong? It's the only optional boss in the DLC. Only one. And honestly, I feel like unless you looked up guides or knew that he was in the game, it might be kind of tricky to figure out because you see him early on where when you walk into the room where Vicar Amelia was, he's like laying on the thing like burning in fire like Jack Skellington when he gets shot out of the sky pretending to be Santa Claus. You know? And he's laying there, but you can't interact with it. I don't remember. Does it give you any kind of option? Is it like you don't have the item or does it just say nothing? I think it says nothing. So then you kind of just leave and continue the DLC. And you have to find his skull, I believe it is, the item. But you find it later, and it's even hard to find because it's like under an elevator. So it's like, which again, a lot of people talk about the elevators in Elden Ring, like, who thought of putting the secret under the elevator? But like, dude, they've been doing it even since back then, you know? So you gotta like make the elevator go up, and then you can jump down there to get the skull, and then you gotta backtrack back to put the skull in the thing, and then you can fight Lawrence, the first Vicar. Okay? It's kind of a reskin. If we're gonna be totally honest, it's kind of a reskin. Whoa! Did anybody know what Surplus just said? Did anybody know what Surplus just said? I did not know that. Don't lie, you guys. Be honest and give it to him if you didn't know, because I did not know that. Surplus said, Lawrence is the cleric beast you fight at the start of the game. That fact alone deserves S. I don't know if I agree with you that it deserves S based on that alone, but I will say that that makes it immensely cooler. I agree with you, and I did not know. That alone really does boost it in my head. God of Skyrim, welcome, welcome. I would like to revisit Skyrim, kinda. Really have always wanted to. So anyway, yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Really cool detail, Surplus, thank you. It elevates it, but there are pros and cons. It is kind of a reskin, I guess, of the cleric beat, but is it really a reskin if it's like the same boss? I guess, yeah. But it's got fire this time, so it makes it a lot harder. It's kind of like the cleric beast fight mixed with Vicar Amelia. It feels kind of like it's got fire attacks, which can be very, very, very damaging. I recommend using the charred set that you can find in Old Yarnum right beneath our good buddy Dejura when you go through that broken house through the back. It's a weird thing. I personally put on the charred set and put on all the runes that negate fire damage because damn, he does hit hard. He can be hard. Torinto, what's up, buddy? He can be hard. He can. He really can. I don't think he's one of the hardest. I don't think he's one of the coolest. I think, honestly, what Surplus said about him being the cleric beast is the coolest thing about the boss. I didn't even know that, and it's the coolest thing about the boss. I don't think it's A. I don't think it's S. I think we're sitting at maybe B, C territory. Let me see here. I think he's cooler than these. I think we go B. Wow, not a lot of A's. I think you could almost go, I gotta be real. I think he goes B. I kind of think you could squeeze him into A based off of the fact that he's the cleric beast. I feel like I'm the only person other than Surplus that thinks that's amazing. I think that's really cool. I think it's really cool that it's the same guy. I don't know. I like that. I feel like you could go, I'm going to go B. I'm going to go highest B, but I could see you getting away with low A. You know? I could see either one. For me, I'm going to go just because, I mean, the fight's kind of cool. You do like chop his body in half and then he's crawling around. But at that point, the fight's pretty much over. It's not that hard. Yeah, this tier list makes the shape of an F. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Kind of right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to go high B. Now, last two. You guys, last two. Why don't we start with the moon presence? Because I have the most to say about the orphan. You guys. Moon presence. Now! This is a boss that I'm willing to bet. If you're somebody that played this game with no guides the first time, you did not find this boss. I'm willing to bet. Because not only do you have to find 3 pieces of the umbilical cord, but you have to consume them before the end of the game. And they don't really do anything for you. Like, it's not like you consume one and you get a boost, I don't think. So it's like I could see someone even like consuming one and then realizing they don't know what they do and then not using the other ones yet. You know what I mean? Like my boy Zach, who bops in and out. He wanted to fight the moon presence and even looked up the guys. He got the 3 pieces of umbilical cord, but he forgot, he didn't realize you needed to consume them. So he literally ended the game without consuming them and didn't get to fight it. So I think a lot of people are going to miss it unless you really know to look for it and how to do it. And I think that alone, especially in a game like Bloodborne, it elevates it. You know, I've had some arguments back and forth about the Dark Souls stuff that we've done and played recently where I'm like, how is anybody supposed to know this? And I do agree that like some of the more off the beaten path, hard to figure out things is definitely like Soulsborne fashion. You know, I get that and I like that, but I think it works best in Bloodborne because like it's just a weird, trippy world to begin with, you know, and it doesn't really need to make a lot of sense. So you can kind of get away with some of these weird things like, oh, I need to consume 3 pieces of umbilical cord and then the moon entity comes down. It just works better in this game. With that said, if you've done the 3 umbilical cords and you've consumed them, which why wouldn't you? They look delicious. After you beat Gehrman, the moon entity comes down, and honest to God, it's probably one of the most iconic looking scenes in the entire game. I do not think this final boss, I don't think the final boss is a letdown in Bloodborne. If you do Gehrman or moon entity or both, I think it ends with a bang. It doesn't suffer from the Dark Souls syndrome where the final boss sucks. I think it's epic. I think maybe you're right. The fight could be a little bit better. I don't know. Because every time I fight it now, it's like after the DLC, so I'm like really overpowered. If you fight it right when you're supposed to, it could be hard. And I think this is another boss that's so goddamn elevated by the cutscene and the introduction and the mysteriousness of it needing to do the umbilical cords. And then it comes down out of the sky and it feels like this transcendent experience. And then even the little touches where like it comes down and then it grabs you. It tries to like squish into you kind of, but then you kind of like, it realizes it can't and kind of bounces off. It's like, what is this thing? Oh, okay. It's more powerful than I thought. Like, it's just dope, dude. Like, this is cool in the way that the amygdala fight was not. It was not. I don't think it's C. I don't think so. I think it's an epic finale. It's not super hard, but whatever, bro. You got Orphan, which not really. We'll get to that. But Moon Presence, I think, is a solid B. There's even a part of me that wants to go A, bro. How do you forget the Moon I don't know, man. Listen, I'm going A. I don't give a shit what you guys say. I'm going A. I'm going A. It's A tier. It's A tier. Honest to God, I think it's cooler than Martyr Ligorius. 100%. 100%. Because again, it's not all about the fight, dude. It's not like I'm just sitting here like grinding this like 10 times in a row and I need the most challenging fights in the world. That's when we get to Sekiro. This is just like, dude, I'm never going to forget that. One of the most memorable experiences in gaming for me. One of the most memorable experiences in gaming for me, I'm not even kidding, within the last 5 years is finally running through Bloodborne and doing all this and doing the umbilical cords and getting the secret boss at the end and transcending and turning into a little mini great one. Because it's so weird because I even saw some people, like, this is how I feel like, you know, people like totally did not understand Bloodborne if they say this. But I've seen people say that the ending you get for Moon Entity sucks. Because after you kill the Moon Entity and you get that ending, you turn into the little slug thing. And then the doll, we just saw it, you guys. And the doll is like holding you. And it's like, oh, little hunter, right? And it's because you transcend it. You become a worm. And so there are some people that are like, oh, it's lame. I didn't want to turn into that. But they don't get it. What is the alternative? You wake up from the dream? Bro, I'm in it for the long haul. Inject me with the old blood. Pop that madman's insight. Let's transcend. So you literally level up in a big way. You become a great one. A baby great one. Yes, that's what that is. So even though visually you're like, you turn into a slug, dude, it went right over your head then. Bro, you transcended. And I think that's so cool. And I think it's a more epic ending than like any of the Souls games. I really do. I think the Souls games have great lore. You guys know I love them. You know I love them. I don't think any of them reach the personal achievement that Bloodborne achieves. Even Sekiro's different. In fact, I'm going to ramble for just a sec, you guys. That's why I'm here. If you don't like it, just leave. Listen. Demon Souls, well, I guess we'll have to see. We'll play that next. But Dark Souls 1 through 3 very much feels like this, same with Elden Ring, very much feels like this epic journey where you're going on this huge adventure across mysterious locales, fighting these epic things, but it feels like you really have this like place within the lore here where you've got to like rekindle the flame and like, you know, the NPCs talking to you and all this, like they're aware that like you're someone trying to do this thing, or, you know what I mean, how you fit into things. And so when you finish a Dark Souls game or an Elden Ring game, it feels like you did make this big achievement and this big journey that affected all these people in this lands or whatever. Bloodborne, and including Sekiro. Sekiro feels like this big achievement for the lands of Ashina and the people in it and everything going on. Bloodborne more so feels like this personal journey. How's that? How do you think about that? Anybody? It feels like a way more personal journey, this personal achievement where you are personally transcending. You know, none of these other people matter, bro. It's not like it's connected to these other things in the way that those games are. This is like you're making your own choices and you just transcended, homie. You just did it. You did it for you, not for them. So I think I really like that. I think I like that so much about this game, and it resonates with me so much. And the other thing that I like about this game so much is how it plays with the idea of madness being insight. This game is not like other games. It's not like the other games. This game is like you know, other games that have like an insanity meter, like Eternal Darkness, or some of these games where like if you go too insane, you start seeing things. This is the only game, unless you guys enlighten me, pun intended, onto some other ones, where it plays with the idea of like, are these people crazy or are they enlightened? Isn't that dope? Isn't that dope? Are these people out of their mind or are they enlightened and transcending? Are they mad or are they genius? And you know what I mean? This is the only game that does that for me. It's like such a peculiar, particular niche that this game does that no other game scratches for me. The niche each. The niche each. I love it. I loved that whole playoff with like you're like getting more insight, but it's harder to stay sane because you're understanding and seeing things that you shouldn't even be seeing. It's like I'm starting to spiral just thinking about it. I'm starting to spiral just thinking about it. That's why it's so good. That's why it's so good. All right? I'm done. On to the last one, you guys. Last but not least, I want to talk about this guy for a minute. I know this tier list has been a little longer, has it? I don't know how long we've been going. How long we've been going? No, about an hour and a half. We're good. We're pretty synced up. So, the Orphan of Kos. Look at this drawing. Look at the face. They kind of nailed it on everything other than the face. It's pretty good. Shout out to whoever drew all these, man. Is this like actual concept art or does someone do these? They're very good. The same guy, whoever it is, unless it's concept art, has done them for Dark Souls too. I've seen these. I could see your faces through the webcam. Am I going crazy, Levi, or am I transcending, though? That's the thing. That's why I love it, bro. Okay. Oh man, do I have thoughts about the Orphan of Kos. Thoughts and prayers, everybody. Thoughts and prayers. Now, I'm going to give you the straight dope about this guy, and you're not going to get it anywhere else. And I don't know why you're not going to get it anywhere else, because I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to take you guys on a little story. Okay? First, for the uninitiated, let me explain. Let me introduce the Orphan of Kos to you. Okay? The Orphan of Kos is the final boss of the DLC. Many people say it's not only the hardest boss in the game, many say that this is one of the hardest bosses in any game. If you guys are anything like me, okay, and you watch videos that are like hardest bosses of all time or like whatever, even if you're doing Souls-specific ones, hardest Souls bosses, Orphan of Kos is always on the list, and if he's not at the very top, he is near the top. Okay? I'm not even trying to be that guy that's pompous. I love these hard games. That's why I love Sekiro. Okay? Now, hear me out. Let me take you on a journey. Okay? I played Bloodborne multiple times through before I ever had the DLC. I didn't ever have the DLC. I had heard Orphan... So by the time I finally did the DLC, Surplus, you were here for the first playthrough. So Surplus is going to vouch for me. But when I first played the DLC, I had already played the base game 2 or 3 times. Probably 3, I think, right? And I had heard so much about the Orphan of Kos. And I wanted to try it. I was so ready. You know what I mean? I finally got the DLC. I did a playthrough of it. It was like a year ago. We finally got to the Orphan. I could not believe how out of sync with reality it was for everybody else. I don't get it. Like, yes, granted, I'm the Sekiro god. I'm probably one of the best gamers that's ever lived. That's obvious. But I came, Surplus, back me up. I came this close to killing him on the first try ever without even dying. And then I died when he had like a couple hits left. I went right back in, just killed him immediately. Second try. Not even a challenge. Not even hard. I was not over leveled. I didn't do any weird power leveling. It wasn't New Game Plus. This was just a normal playthrough. I was using the Rakuyo. I mean, I don't even think this guy is the hardest boss in the game. I mean, I understand. I get that that's kind of the beauty of the Souls games is like different bosses are hard for different people. This is just one of them that I can never wrap my head around. It's on every hardest boss of all time list. It is not that bad. There are several bosses in Sekiro that are way harder than this boss, no matter how you look at it. I think Ludwig's harder. Yeah. That's my point though. I don't think this is me, because there are other bosses where I'm like, I'm good at it and I beat it, but I can see how hard that is. This is not one of them. I think Guardian Ape's harder. Yeah. Yep, I do. If you're new to Sekiro, absolutely. I think if you're new to Sekiro, 80% of them are harder. I'm not kidding. Maybe 70. I just don't get it, dude. You guys familiar with the Completionist? He came up in here he didn't come in here. Somebody brought him up the other day. Oh, because the Tears of Completionist guy was in here. But I like Gerard. You know, he's the Completionist. Shout out to Gerard. You know? And he plays through games to 100% completion. And I like watching his videos. He did a Bloodborne one, which, if I'm not mistaken, is kind of unique. I don't remember him being too much of a Souls guy. But he was one of those guys that, like, was stuck here so long. and talked about like how absolutely impossible it was. And I watched this video before I fought it. So I was like, oh my God. And then I got there and I'm like, bro, I better register these fingers as deadly appendages, I guess. Dude, Sword Saint is so much harder. Sword Saint is so much harder. Listen, Sword Saint's harder. Inner Father is harder. Guardian Ape is harder. I could probably name more. It's just, okay, back to the point though, guys. Long story short, I think this is one of the most overhyped bosses of all time in terms of the difficulty. Overhyped. Overhyped. Too much, okay? But with that said, I think his design is cool as hell. It's weird. It's creepy. You go through the Fisherman's Wharf area, which is so gross. I feel like that DLC area added so much. It fits so well in Bloodborne. The Fisherman area is so gross. Fit great. It fit great. Okay? He's not the most aggressive boss in all Souls series. I don't have to think about that, bro. But I think his design is great. The whole, like, he's got like a placenta, like attached, because you walk out of the beach. It's even cooler than that. You see the big strip of skin from way up in the wharf area before you even go down the beach. You can look down and see it. So it's kind of built up in a cool way. And then you get down there and he like is born. It gives birth and he like comes out. And the big old thing that he's hitting you with is his placenta attached to this umbilical cord. And he's like throwing it out and pulling it back. And it's gross. It's gross. And I think the fight, I just shit on him for a while, but just the difficulty hype, just that. I think the fight itself is actually really cool. Serena liked the fishing village too, yeah. Part of me even wishes we spent a little bit more time looking around, but by that time in the game, I'm always ready to be done, Definitely the grossest Souls game, yeah, it's great. So, the difficulty bait and switch aside, I think he's a cool boss, man. A great cap for the DLC, cherry on the top, tinned syrup. I think it's cool. The thing that Real Experience taught us, by the way, about how his screams are actually the voice of like Bugs Bunny, like Mel Blanc or whatever. They just tweak it out and make it sound crazy. I think that's cool too. Cool little tidbit. It's cool, man. I think it's cool. I don't know if it's S though, you guys. Here's my toss up. In fact, I'm okay with this because here's the problem. Part of me could see somebody going S if you were somebody that got stuck with them like we just talked about. What happened to our music, you guys? Did I like close our music? Here we go. Not bad. We'll end it with some tunes. I'm not going to Google that right now. But if you were somebody that got stuck on Orphan forever and he was this epic fight that you overcame at the end of this whole thing, I could see you putting him S. But to me, like part of like the buildup in the community around Orphan, I feel like a lot of people would want to put him S because it's like, bro, he's like one of the hardest Souls bosses. He's so iconic, right? Like it's S, but I don't think he is. I think it works against him because then you get to him and he's not that hard. I go A. I go A. I go highest A. How about that? Nope. I don't think that's true. I think Sekiro is the best Souls game. I think I do. I think Bloodborne's got the best story, but Sekiro's got the best everything else. And I love the story too. So, now, you guys, that is the definitive Bloodborne tier list plus DLC. I think we've got a nice spread here. Very minimal Fs, few Ds, actually kind of all across the board. But if you do notice, we've got more in S than any other category, which is good. Which is good. You know what I'm saying? I think this is fair. I think we've got all my most memorable ones up at the top. all the worst ones down at the bottom like you'd hope to see, sandwiching in all the mid. I think it's great. I think this is a good list, you guys. Thanks for the help. Bloodborne does remain one of my favorite Souls games. It's above Dark Souls. It's above Elden Ring for me. The only thing it's got a battle for me is Sekiro. And I think it slightly edges Sekiro out with the lore and the story and the world building. Everything else I give to Sekiro. Everything else. I will say really fast a couple things off of this list before someone comments down below and says, but Sherpa, you missed this or that. Yes, there are a couple bosses in the Chalice dungeons that are unique to the Chalice dungeons. I don't like the Chalice dungeons. In fact, I would go so far as to say I hate the Chalice dungeons. We're not quite done, you guys. I'm going to watch the gameplay trailer for Armored Core. And then I'll tell you what we're doing next. But just hear me out. I'm going to wrap it up. And I love you guys. It's so fun talking to you guys. So, I think, yeah. Anyway, there's a couple bosses that are unique to the Chalice dungeons. If you guys don't know, I do want to explain it to you if you're watching this video and you don't know what the Chalice dungeons are. I think the Chalice dungeons are actually a pretty commendable attempt. I don't think it works, though, and I really, really don't like them. Surplus, I know it's not going to do anything for you, but I have done them before. I'm not going to rank them because I didn't do them on this playthrough, but back, literally the playthrough before I streamed the DLC, I did a bunch of Chalice dungeons and farmed a bunch of stuff and fought the bosses and all this. I just hate the Chalice dungeons. So what they do, what they are, is they try their hand at randomly generated dungeons. So I do think it's kind of a cool try. Like, it's FromSoft going, well, let's see if we can throw in a little bit of procedurally generated areas and see if that's kind of addicting to people, where they can keep playing Bloodborne in these dungeons that are kind of randomly generated. And to me, I think it's a cool attempt. I don't fault them for trying it. I don't even think they're executed that poorly necessarily. I think the biggest problem for me is that all of the Souls games, especially Bloodborne for me, the reason that they're good is because of the like handcrafted environments and environmental vibes and storytelling. And it kind of just goes right out the window when you do Chalice dungeons. Because then it's all unintentional, randomly generated, and it feels that way. It does. So kudos to them to try it. I never, ever like doing them. Anytime I do a playthrough, I don't want to do them again. But there are some unique bosses in there. It's nothing top tier. What is it? Isn't one of them like a giant wolf? I remember some kind of big old beast thing. But then there's the witch, the Queen of Yarnum is a boss down there. They're kind of hard, but like, I just don't like it. Some people like it. Good for them. Chalice dungeons, don't like it. Sorry. Not for me. Another honorable mention to all of the NPCs that you fight throughout this game. Kind of like I was talking to Zach about this last night. Brian, I promise we're almost done. But I was talking last night. The NPCs you fight, like the other hunters you come across in this game, are miles better than the NPCs that randomly summon in Dark Souls. In Dark Souls, they feel so random. Like, you'll just be like walking down a hallway, and then some guy that looks like Let Me Soloer with a pot on his head just like summons there, and then you fight him. And like, they're cool, but I'm just like, who is this guy? I don't know. Sometimes you figure out who it is. Other times I never do. I don't know. Everything in Bloodborne is different. The NPC fights were some of the coolest ones. Some of the NPC fights were cooler than the bosses on the list, in my opinion. When you just like stumble out into this moonlit courtyard, there's like another hunter over there, and they're actually tangibly there. It's not like they just summon. And they're like talking to you, and they like seem like they were just like hanging out there in the world. It feels way better. And the fights are so much cooler. It feels like two badasses just going back and forth, man. Anyway, that's it. Honorable mention. Levi, I'm going to send you off at a perfect time. We're done now. There's the Bloodborne tiers list. I hope you love it. Yes, we are doing a tier list for every Souls game. We've already done one for every Souls game. The only ones left are Demon Souls, which is coming next, and Sekiro, which will be the finale. Okay? So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna switch. We're gonna watch some gameplay trailer for Armored Core, and after that, tomorrow we're gonna do the Final Fantasy demo. Yep, we're gonna do it. We're gonna squeeze in a Final Fantasy demo day, and then the day after tomorrow, we are starting the Demon Souls remake. Demon Souls remake. So anyway, yeah, goodbye anybody that's only here for the tier list. Goodbye. Have I played the other Final Fantasy games? No. I have only played the Final Fantasy VII remake, but I absolutely loved it. Was kind of skeptical going in because I don't know anything about Final Fantasy, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. A lot. I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. Okay? So now we're going to check out the demo together tomorrow. We'll see how it is, and we'll go from there. Now let me pull up some gameplay trailer. I'm actually very excited. I'm very excited to see some gameplay. I actually did something I don't normally do. And I did actually wait to watch this with you guys. Normally, I can't wait and I watch it at night, but that didn't happen this time. Okay? So, let's go. Let me get this pulled up. Let me pull up the right one here. Let's see. Armored Core gameplay. Here we go. This is the Armored Core 6 gameplay demo uncut. Let me pull this up on the other screen here. Get this going.
Number 33.
Let's crank it up. Crank it up.
Keep it simple.
Full speed ahead. Hold on here.
Use 80% less water than hand washing and save $130 on utilities. Cascade.
Okay, hold on. Let me get this not looking like butt. 1080p. I'm even going to turn this guy on. Let's crank it up. Okay. Here we go. Shout out to Ziostorm, it looks like, for posting this. More AARPG games? I don't know, man. Kind of. We gotta finish, bro. There's only 2 left. And listen, the next one, Demon Souls, is gonna be like 3 days. That's it. Very small game. Let's do this. What's up, Kratos? Okay, we're diving in. Let's go. This is the gameplay demo, uncut, Armored Core 6. I have only seen the cutscene trailer before. Let's go. It's a good-looking bridge. Yo, wait, hold up, guys. I feel so weird. I want to flip back to my other side. Hold on. Ah, no, it's okay. Hold on. We're good. Starting again. Daddy! I mean, it's already dope. Dude, already. Dude, the movement looks better than I thought. Verticality. Dude, look at the thrusters. You see how he's like slightly correcting and it's like... Dude. Yo, what? This is like Nier Automata meets Souls. Bro, hold up. You're gonna tell me, let me turn it up a little bit. You're gonna tell me that doesn't look like a Souls game? That looks like a Souls game. Look at that movement. Look how you could like roll around. Dude, I am so here for this. Oh! This looks so like intricate. What don't you get, bro? What is there to get? Big mech, shoot big gun, boom boom. Look at that. Hold up, let's go back. Watch how he scans this room and then launches it in. Watch how dope this is. He scans where they're at. Watch him launch in. Dude, that is the coolest shit ever. Look at the movement, man. Oh my god. Okay, whoa. Check it out. Yeah, how customized. Look at this. Let's pause it. So he's got all this different stats. Attack power, impact, rounds, weight, load. So I've never done Armored Core. So how intricate? Like, can I change any of these pieces on the mech? It looks like you can. Look at how customizing he's doing here. Look at that. Legs. Bro, I don't know, man. This is like... I can't believe how cool this looks, you guys. He's doing the colors. Look at this. Look at the movement. This is a... You're gonna tell me that doesn't look like a Souls game? People are out of their mind. This is the coolest looking shit I think I've seen all year. And you got melee with the swords. It was all kind of ragdoll when it fell over too. It didn't just blow up. Look at this, dude. I am so here for this. What's this? You got a boss. Oh! Oh my god! Look at him flying all over this thing. How are they gonna make the bosses hard if you can move around that much? It's gotta be something like stamina where your thruster doesn't last forever, you know what I mean? Oh my god! Dude! Bro! Yo. Okay. You guys. I think Kilo, what are you you must not be into this kind of thing. That just went from highly anticipated for me to extremely anticipated to me. This is some of the coolest looking thing. Look at him going all over the place in these fights too. I wonder how... Is it going to be like a real short action-packed game or long like a Souls game, or I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how any of the other Armored Cores work. All this here looks like a Souls game. Like he just came over here, found these guys, he's fighting these guys now, and then he's going to move on. This is the new Armored Core, Doug. This is made by the Souls people, dude, from Software. Armored Core 6, it's coming out. This is a day one purchase for me. Look at that, dude. This mix of like melee with the guns, and then look at all the steam popping out of these joints. Yo, man, this is day one hype for me. Absolutely. Customizing this whole mech, putting all this different builds on it, bro. Dude, this is literally, like, people don't want you to say it, Doug, but it's literally from Software. Come on, this looks like a Souls type going into the mech territory. Yes, I know FromSoft has existed in the past, but you can't tell me this gameplay doesn't... Like, if you like the other ones, you'll probably like this. Look at how he came in here and then reacted and darted back and put the shield on. Watch this. Watch this. He's like, what's this? Oh shit, hold up. Dude. I love this vibe, dude. It's gritty. It's industrial. I am absolutely here for this game. Day one. This part too, man. Look at this. Well, I love how it launches in. He knows what he's doing, man. Watch him go. After this too, he goes left, right, like dodging the stuff. Like, look at the response time on this. That's so tight, dude. That is so tight, dude. Doug, we gotta try this game, bro. We've gotta try this game. And then so instead of like your RPG stats like Souls, this is how it's gonna be. You've got different pieces, different weapons to customize your mech. I'm down. This might be a little complicated for me, but I could figure it out. I think it looks so cool, man. Without a doubt. Look at that boss, too. It's like a mini boss, maybe, or like a earlier one. It's just so agile. That's what I like about it. All over the place. He's going in the air. August 25th, it seems like. Yeah, it's a day one buy for me. There's no question about it. I'll be playing this here on the channel. I love it. I don't think it's going to be for everybody. I think there's some people, you know, I mean, like Kilo. I think some people aren't going to be into the mech thing. I, for one, am not only into the mech thing, but I think it's even a mech. It's like a Gundam. But like, I mean, or is a Gundam just a mech anyway? But like, I don't know, man. I think there's a severe lack of mech games. Like a lack of cool mech games. And if anybody could do a cool mech game, it's From Software. Look at this. He's going up, over, behind it, all over the place. Look at that. I love this. I mean, and the dev has so much respect for me that I buy it no matter what. And I'm not just saying that because it honestly looks like something I'll really like anyway. So, cool. It looks dope. Okay. That's it for the day, you guys. So we finally finished up Bloodborne. Great game. We watched the Armored Core 6 trailer. Gonna be a great game. I think it's pretty obvious. Come on. Yeah, it kind of looks like Nier Automata. Remember when Automata where you'd like switch to the Gundam and like the third person type? That's kind of like how it looked like. But on a larger, kind of more zoomed in scale. You know? Dude, dig deep into it. If you guys like FromSoft, I think it's a no-brainer. You got to get over the mech thing. It's kind of like, you know, if you don't like cowboys, don't do Red Dead. But if you don't like mechs, maybe don't do this one. But if you're impartial to mechs and you like FromSoft, it's probably worth it. So what game next? I'll tell you. What game next? I'll tell you. We are going to do the Final Fantasy demo tomorrow. I think from what I've heard, we'll be able to knock out the demo in one stream, no problem. So we'll get a feel for what that's like, see if we like it, see if we hate it, see if the hype is real. Everybody's talking about it. And then after that, the following day, we're going to dive right back into Demon's Souls Remake. Going to be a quick one. I don't foresee more than 4 streams total. 4 days to beat that, probably. And then after that, maybe we do Liza P demo as a buffer day and then do Sekiro, or we just dive right into Sekiro. I can't tell yet. Okay? But everybody have a good night, you guys. It's been a blast, okay? It was a good day. I'm glad we had so much fun. Thymesia. I've heard a couple people bring it up, but I haven't looked it up yet. I haven't looked it up. I've also heard a couple people like us that like this game called Fury. Never played that either. I think it's an indie game. Megatron. Mighty Morphing. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll see you next time. And come on now. Let's check out this Final Fantasy demo. Even if you're not into Final Fantasy, I think, dude, listen. It's got the Devil May Cry combat guy. It's gonna be unhinged. Let's go. Have a good night, everyone. I love you. Hello! Sherpa.
Rule number